Che si mangia la zita, che si mangia la zita, che si mangia la zita la prima sera.
Che si mangia la zita la prima sera.
E nu panare de bere galante, nu panare de bere galante, nu panare de bere galante, sempre la zita la tavola annanzi.
Nu panare de bere galante, sempre la zita la tavola annanzi.
Cari amici sportivi, welcome to a very World Cup edition of Red Card Weekly. I know you guys haven't seen us in a couple of weeks there. Here we're talking about mostly sometimes we're international. Well, actually, always international now. And when we're not professionals, nor do we pretend to be. Always faithfully, well, not every week, but you know, we're here. Move over CBC. We're going to take over the coverage of the World Cup. We have Stevie P and Vinny T. And yes, we're on the same page when we say la partita con Costa Rica non fu troppo bella. Ma alla fine noi che vogliamo è la quinta stella. Understand? Understand, guys? So, you're like a poker thief from the WWE, like five times. Let's, right now, talk about Italy. We'll talk about some other stuff after, but Italy, the most important subject right now. The first game against England, yes, victory 2-1. But Steve, we were here at Park, we were watching the game, and we were making a lot of observation how they were always attacking us from that flank there where we had and it hurts to say, but if we were playing a team like Brazil, a team like Germany, they would have punished us, right? So
yeah, we had an obvious problem on the left-hand side there where Prandelli decided to start Chiellini out of position, slotting Paletta in the central back with Barzagli. Look, the English game there, I have to say, it was a good game in terms of where Italy said, you know what, we're going to control the tempo. We're going to decide whether we want to play fast, we're going to decide when we want to slow it down, we're going to decide when we want to pick it up, we're going to decide when we're going to score.
definitely.
So that's the difference in the English game. Yes, look, England, they showed up. They showed up for that game in terms of Sterling and Sturridge. They showed some bright spots. Unfortunately, England's major problem is the midfield and a lack of creativity in the midfield. There's going to be questions guaranteed why Wilshere didn't start, or he didn't start a little bit more of an attacking midfield.
Yeah.
They did have Gerrard. We'll talk about Gerrard later because he had probably the worst World Cup of any team, any person so far.
Yeah, and you know, in the end, Balotelli scores at 2-1, but again, a lot of people were overhyped, and you know, yes, look at us now, but again, why was I the one going around before the game of Costa Rica, and everybody's like, oh, it's going to be, well, guys, we're not winning this game, and that's why I kept on saying is that when was the last time, guys, of our generation, and probably even older generations, when did Italy, after 2 games in the group stage, were already qualified?
1990.
1999, thank you very much. But other than that, right, they always have to leave it to the last second. They always got to give us some more pressure. And kudos to Costa Rica because they came in unafraid, just the way Chile beat Spain, unafraid because they were able.
But it's Italy's fault. It's Italy's fault. It's Italy's fault because Italy went into that game almost thinking that they deserved the result, just because they played their toughest match against England the first game.
Yeah.
So they went in with a little bit of the same formation. They made a little bit of changes. You put Abate at right back and switched Darmian to the left-hand side. When Darmian had a fantastic game against England, you had no reason to switch him to the left-hand side. If Abate, you don't have trust in him, don't play with 4 at the back.
Yeah.
You've played with 3 at the back against Spain. You've played at 3 at the back. You've experimented so much. Just because it worked against England doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work against Costa Rica.
Exactly.
That's what angered me. I take nothing away from Costa Rica, and you know that we're always like that on the show. We take nothing away from the opposing team. They did their job. They got that goal. The thing that irritates me the most is that the second half we had no pushback. We were down 1-0 and there was no pushback. They were just going through the motions and thinking, oh, maybe something's gonna come of this.
Yeah.
And nothing was coming. The subs that came on, unfortunately, had no impact. Cassano looked like he was a bit out of place.
Yeah.
Cerci looked like he was a bit out of place. And Cerci and Insigne, look, at a certain time, I understand for your club team, you play on the opposite wing. That's fine. Cerci is a majority left-footed player. Insigne is a majority right-footed player. They play on the opposite side. Against Costa Rica, in the second half, we had to generate chances. It's not working, switch them. You want them to put balls in the box for Balotelli. We complain all year, sorry to cut you off, all year that Balotelli has no service with Milan. Against England, he got some service, he put a ball behind the net. That's all you needed. Against Costa Rica, that's all you needed. Give him service. He did miss 2 chances at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen.
Let's be honest here. That foul from Chiellini, that was a penalty.
Penalty and a yellow card because yes, someone was covering. It wasn't a red card, but it was a penalty.
It was a penalty shot, and in the end, we got exactly what we deserved. And let's compare it, let's say, to a Brazil versus Mexico, as we were talking about before. Brazil, yeah, okay, 0-0, but they took it. They took it to Mexico. And
If it's not for Ochoa,
that's where we cannot say the same thing, because it looked like Italy was, they were playing not to win. They were just playing. Let's try to get that result and pass. So, anyways, let's see what happens on Tuesday. You guys are all invited in the Montreal area. Saint Jean-Baptiste. We're going to be open for the game noon time.
Quebec national holiday. Fantastic atmosphere here at Parkway. Resto Pub. The food is fantastic. The owners are great. Sometimes not Vinny, but the other owners are pretty good too. And there you go. Come watch the game over here. It's going to be a fantastic atmosphere. Hopefully, we surpass this Uruguay tie. I don't care. Tie if you want. I'll take all the heat of a tie against Uruguay as long as we pass. Because this World Cup, like we were talking before, is a great World Cup because every team believes that they can win.
Exactly. And you know what? Let's look at maybe a couple of surprises here. A lot of discussion about Spain and how, after 2 games, not winning a game and they're going to be eliminated. Look, I actually posted up on my Facebook page saying, Spain, soccer is a game of cycles, right? And Spain has finished theirs. Let's not take anything away from a nation that won back to back a Euro, World Cup and a Euro. It just looks like people got used to this type of playing that this tiki-taka, and let's look at it against Holland. For me, my personal opinion, it was tiki-taka versus counter-attack, and the counter-attack worked to a T. When you have guys like Van Persie, when you guys have like Robin, when Robin actually looks like he was trying to kick his right foot.
They opened them up completely, and that's how they got 5 goals past them.
Do you think Del Bosque is going to retire, or supposedly today there was a little Nalito on the Fabregas and Del Bosque at training?
That's garbage. That's all things to it. Look, Del Bosque, for me, the mistake that he made was unfortunately taking Diego Costa he's a good player.
Not 100% fit, I believe.
He's not 100% fit. My personal opinion is he's one of those players which is a player that thrives on the team aspect. Right? At Atletico Madrid, it's a team game. They play as a team. They create a lot of chances for him, and he gets those goals. In Spain, it's a lot of tiki-taka, a little bit of individual. You need to generate chances on your own, and he wasn't able to do that.
Yeah.
He was hopeless in the air. Loriente could have been a good fit there.
That's what, and especially when you get a guy like Fernando Torres, I don't think Del Bosque
Torres had to retire. That's egotistical on his part. He had no reason being on that team. He should have said, I retire from international play.
Before we move on to another team, Casillas, would you have taken Diego Lopez or would you have stuck with Casillas?
No, all those goals are not his fault.
Right, I don't think Casillas has been around since 2000, but Diego Lopez, I know there's a lot of discussions about how...
That's the same thing of saying, would you take out Buffon from Italy? No, you're not going to do that.
No, exactly.
No coach is going to ever do that. Would I have made some changes? Yeah, I would have made some changes. After the first game, Puke needs to start.
Definitely. Looking over to CONCACAF teams in South America, very impressive. Yes, we spoke about Costa Rica. Talking about Chile or La Colombia Italiana, I believe 3/4 of those players play in Italy.
Or Udinese for Sonia Miso.
But no, it's fun to watch because it looks now, like you were saying, that every team believes that they can actually make it. And Colombia qualified already. Chile already qualified. It's great to see these kind of nations playing. And even let's say we were watching Honduras and Ecuador, maybe not most exciting to the casual fan, but you can see that the game has evolved. That they're getting. It's not from 15, 20 years ago where these teams were like, okay, let's just pass it over. And as you can see, like the way Costa Rica, and I don't think anybody out there. We were predicting Costa Rica was not even going to have one single win, and look what happens, right? The ball is round, as we say. But if you would have to say your one big surprise,
it has no choice but to be Costa Rica, obvious default. But if you take that away, I would have to go. My biggest surprise is I have to say Chile is really impressing me in that group.
Very Chile, like I would have to add for me Colombia, because a lot of people weren't giving them credit without Falcao.
Yeah, but the people who are not giving you credit without Falcao is unfortunate. You have to look deeper into that team.
No, definitely.
That team is not just Falcao. Okay?
But did you see him scoring all the
James
Rodriguez
Rodriguez has been playing a fantastic game. There's Cuadrado too. Their defense. If anybody thought that they were gonna have a tough defense the way they have with Mario Yepes and Zapata.
For Milan Obsession, her favorite Colombian ex-Milanista there. But yeah, Zapata and Yepes. Yepes playing like he was 20 years old. But again, I would like to see these teams, right, to see what they got to face one of the, the big five.
Chile.
teams.
The next game against Chile, for Chile against the Netherlands, they will go at it because no one wants to finish second in that group to avoid Brazil.
Exactly. I don't think Brazil's going to lose against Cameroon or another tie there.
You never know.
No, another disappointing Cameroon. Azzurri headbutting his own player. Like you just see the frustrations from coming like the ugly side of the World Cup. Refereeing has been somewhat, but I think it started
bad.
It started
bad, but I have to say now the past couple of games. Besides a couple of missed calls that are going to happen, the no goal for Dzeko against for Bosnia, and missed penalty shot against Italy for Costa Rica. Besides that, look, they have been doing a great job. The cards, some refs are more card happy than others, and I don't know, and I hope they know that it takes 2 cards for you to miss the game.
Yeah, definitely. And I know Montari, all of a sudden Montari is some sort of a super player.
Yesterday's Ghana versus Germany was the game of the tournament.
He was a key player in there, doing through balls and everything, and good for Ghana. Close it, time 15 goals. Does he beat the record?
I tweeted out yesterday that I was very surprised that it took them that long to either insert him or start him in the starting lineup.
Yeah.
Because he just does so much. Yes, he's of age, it's normal, but I'm pretty sure you could sacrifice someone up there, just keep Mueller and him up there, or Mueller a little bit behind him, and I'm pretty sure he won't let anybody down.
Exactly. So before we get into, I think, can I nominate a red card for both of us unless you have one? Because to me, it's going to go for Pepe from Portugal. Look. Okay, so my red card, Pepe, not Simone Pepe, or winger extraordinaire. What is your head doing? Whether Mueller faked or not, you know what kind of reputation. Okay, he faked. But in the end, what is your head? Why are you kneeling down and putting your head next to his head when you know what kind of reputation that you have? And it was already like a very aggressive game. And now I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if it was a straight red, doesn't he get 2 games?
I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think so. I think it's 1.
It says it's 1 game, but Pepe, because you made it about yourself, when in the end you needed to get some sort of result from that game, and you got destroyed. So Pepe from Portugal, you're my red card. Steve?
Now, all the Portuguese who just listened to Vince are probably happy that Pepe missed that game, and are probably wishing that Pepe would miss this game again tonight against the United States. Because Pepe, it's not for him. It's really not for him. He's a lumberjack. It's not only that, he's not smart.
Yeah,
he's not smart. And when you play in the World Cup, we've seen it all the time. It's obviously not about you, because you play on a team with Cristiano Ronaldo, and if he doesn't make it all about him, you can't make it all about you. I want to give a little honorable mention to a team that has been forgotten, but we have to give kudos, and it's going to hurt me to say this, to France. We have to mention France, because France, the last World Cup, they had was it the World Cup or the Euro where they decided to revolt against against Domenech, where he calculates his formation with the stars. Now, going from a real shit-ass team that had terrible attitudes, and Deschamps turned this team around.
Sorry, 2010 is when it happened. Deschamps took over for the Euro.
So perfect. We got that out of the way. Deschamps has done a fantastic job of molding these guys and showing them that France means a lot. And these players are playing with a chip on their shoulder where they need to prove something back to the French public, which I totally understand. What's good about this is that you have a lot of young players playing.
Definitely.
Okay? Valbuena, you might miss him on the field because the camera is slightly over his head like Jovinko. but he brings a lot. He's a firecracker and he brings a lot. Benzema seems like if I was Real Madrid, Carlo Ancelotti, I would say when you start for Real Madrid, you wear that France jersey underneath the Real Madrid jersey. Because it's two different players that we've been seeing.
Even Giroud, we're attacking with Giroud and Benzema. Giroud is like, that.
And that's what I wanted to go with that. France won their first game.
Yeah.
3 points. They were playing Switzerland. Italy won their first game.
No, France beat the first game Honduras.
No, France beat Honduras, but then they played Switzerland.
Yes.
Oh, Italy, we beat England, and then we were playing Costa Rica. Now, Italy against Costa Rica, we went there. I think that we're going to get a draw here, or the draw is deserved to us, or it's too hot. It's too hot, Vinny. It's too hot in Brazil. Bullshit. Because France, they set up 4-3-3 against Switzerland, who's a better team on paper than Costa Rica.
Definitely.
Okay? And they took it to Switzerland. They took it to them. 5. They put 5 behind them. Switzerland, if we go by the rankings, was a top seed.
Son emission.
Top seed. And France took it to them. Why couldn't Italy take it to Costa Rica? That's what frustrates me the most.
Honorable mention to France, and let's finish off with your red card of the week.
My red card of the week, I'm going to give it to just the soccer mentality in a nutshell.
Okay.
In the past, the World Cups, they're fought. They're sliding into each other, studs up, very hard tackles.
Claudio Gentile.
What we want to see? Look, I don't want anybody to get injured, but we need to get some of that toughness back, because the sport might suffer from it. Okay? Maybe the casual fans will say, "Oh, it's barbaric, it's dirty." No, it needs to have that, because you can't have the captain of Iran asking for Messi's jersey at the kickoff. Jesus Christ, you didn't even make a pass yet. The game didn't even officially start. You're asking for the jersey. I understand. Look, someone tweeted out, there was a fantastic tweet. He was already thinking of his grandson telling him that he played Messi in the World Cup. I totally understand that. But in tradition, if you look at the tradition of exchanging jerseys, it's on the field.
Yeah.
It's the player that's marking you. It's the player that you've gone to, it's a savage term, war with for those 90 minutes, not at the kickoff. Come on!
But honorable mentions to Iran that they got robbed there at the end. Lionel Messi, it might be his summer, it might be his World Cup, we'll see. Before we take off, who's winning this World Cup, Steve? Nostra Polillo?
Italy. If Italy passes, again, and I said it in the show, I'm sticking with it. If Italy passes and goes into the round of 16, it's anybody's tournament, and Italy's going to get La Quinta Stella.
Steve says Italy. Obviously the heart to say Italy. I think it's Germany's tournament. I think they have everything that they need right now. They got a bad performance.
Muller's concussed.
So I will say Germany, but yes, cuore dice l'Italia. Guys, thank you very much. We'll see each other very soon. Hopefully Italy does pass.
Retweet this shit, share this shit, make this shit popular.
Ciao guys.
Ciao.